Hey everybody, it's Brandy and you're watching Abstract Crafter. Today we are continuing on working on these beautiful butterflies in this drill with me. So if you need a little company while you diamond paint, while you work on your craft project, or just need company in general while you work around the house, then gather your supplies and get ready, and we will start as soon as we roll those intro credits. Well, hello friends, welcome back. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. We're working on these beautiful butterfly keychains. If you did not see yesterday's video in which I talked about them, I will link that up below in the eye. I will link it down in the description as well as last week's. We are going to be talking about we're going to finish the tag that I started last week. And we're going to be finishing these two keychains in this video. And then in the next one, we'll start on the journal. I don't know if we'll finish the journal in that one. And I'm zoomed in, so it's hard to see. I just tossed it. But this one I have completed. It's the blue one, and it's very beautiful. And it's got this ball chain on it with a little hook. And I've just been dying to use it, but I've put it aside until until I got these videos filmed for you wonderful people. I'm working on these in tandem because they use a lot of the same drills. Except this one. We're pretty much going to finish this one. And then they don't use any more of the same drills. Actually, this one doesn't. So we'll finish this one and move on to that one. Hopefully we'll be able to finish it in this video. We're going to finish up, like I said, the Get to Know Me tag that I started last week. Again, that will be linked in the description box under day 3 from last week. That's what it'll be labeled as, is what I'm trying to tell you. So, I don't want to delay too long. I'm not putting a picture in of these because the picture just, it doesn't really do it justice. You can see the whole thing in this video. So the last video was mostly just updates and ramblings from the top of my head. It's really mostly what it was. So, these have an incredible amount of garbage. So I just want to take a quick peek before we start drilling because I really hate when I have to stop in the middle. When I'm in go mode is what I should say. When I'm working on a diamond painting and I'm in go mode, I don't like to stop because of garbage. So usually the first thing I do is pull all the garbage out. With these particular drills though, these like diamond ones that are kind of silvery, those ones are super hard to see the bad drills. I think the biggest issue that you find with these is the concave and convex ones. Like this one. But you can always tell because the light will bounce off of them. And you can put them down, but they will not stick to your canvas. They will either slide around, or if they're the ones that are concave, they'll just pop off randomly because there's not enough surface on the bottom to hold them. Which I will make one quick statement before we get into this tag. If I'm going to be doing my Diamond Painting 101 and my Diamond Painting Top Tips and Tricks next week. Well, I'll start filming it next week. So if you have any tips and tricks that you want to share or beginner tips and beginner advice that you would like to share, I will be taking comments and screenshotting them and adding them to my video. For the tips and tricks video, I would like to have 10 of my own and 10 of yours. If they're different from my own. If there's a bunch of them that are the same, then I'll just try to include it. It's your way to be a part of my videos. And then for the beginner tips and tricks, I'll just take as many as I get. There was a video a while back in which I asked for this stuff already, and I have tons of wonderful comments from that one, and I will go back and pull from there. So if you have already left me a comment on that video, you don't have to do it again, unless you want to. It will make it easier for me. But You are under no obligation to make my life easier. I am here to add a little bit of excitement and entertainment to your life. So you are under no obligation to do anything for me. And, yes. So let's just get right into it. I left off and it was asking me who my favorite actor and actresses were. And I answered those, so I'm not going to answer it again. I just wanted to remind you where we left off. And it jumps right into question 29 saying, who's your favorite celebrity? And I guess my first instinct is, well, I just answered that with my favorite actor and actress. But when I really thought about it, that's very much so different because you can be a celebrity but not be an actor or actress. But honestly, I don't really have favorites because I like different actors or celebrities for different reasons. So there's nobody that immediately jumps to the front of my mind as far as like, oh my gosh, yep, they're my celebrity, they're my favorite. It just depends, on the season of my life. It changes all the time. And like I said, I like different people for different things, but nobody really there's not a name that's like standing out significantly that I'm like, oh yeah, there they are. So if one comes to mind, I will come back and re-answer that question. It'll probably just be like super random too. I'll just blurt it out. It'll be like, oh my God, so and so. That's my favorite celebrity. That's exactly how it will go if it happens. And part of it, I think, is because my memory is just terrible lately. Like the last 2 years, my memory is just horrid. My kids they get so annoyed by it. And I feel bad because I don't do it on purpose. And even like you'll notice sometimes I'll say things in my videos and I'll be like, oh, I'm going to make this video. And then it never comes out. It's not because I don't want to film it. It's because my brain is mush. I don't know if it's an age thing, a past addiction thing, or I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I haven't been to a doctor to have that looked at. And if you will notice, I do the checkerboard method and everything. It's not really a checkerboard per se, but it's the same method where I skip. And that's so that because rhinestones are super uneven, they're not very consistent. And so this is my way of being able to make them consistent. All right. That had nothing to do with anything. The next one is equally as, I don't know, worthy. But it's who's your favorite musician. And again, I like different musicians for different songs, for different moods, different everything. I don't have one favorite musician at all. I like a lot of different musicians. I like every kind of music. I can find a song in just about everything aside from Christian rock or rap or opera music, and it's not because I just don't listen to it. So I'm sure if I listened to it, I could find something I liked within those genres too. It's nothing against them at all. I just haven't found a reason to listen to either of them. But I'm pretty versatile. A good song to me is a good song, regardless of who sings it and what genre it is. I'm not picky. 31. Who is your favorite person in the world? Well, it would have to be... Jeez. God, that's not really a fair question. Because my favorite people are my kids and my husband. And I've already used them to answer a different question, but I honestly can't think of, anybody else that I would give that title to. And that too changes with the seasons of my life. My goodness, there's a lot of junk beads in this particular color. In this particular color. I'm going to have to take the best of the worst at some point here. So, yeah, I don't really have a favorite person either. Well, this is just going off without a hitch, huh? Maybe I'll have some answers to some of these other ones. What is your favorite childhood memory? Ooh, let's see. I think that goes along though with my bad memory. I didn't have a bad childhood. I had a strict childhood, but I don't really remember. I didn't have a bad one. We used to live across the street from this playground, and a lot of my memories are there. And you're gonna kill me. You're gonna kill me. I can't pinpoint one favorite childhood memory because I have so many. I am very fond of this playground, and it was like, it's a city block the size of the park, like a traditional U.S. city block. That's how big it is. And one corner of it was a playground, and the rest of it was like a picnicking area. So in my younger days, like 10 to 13, I played around on the playground. And then from 13 to like 17, we just spent summers hanging out at the picnic tables and just doing what teenagers do, hanging out, BSing. It was like a kind of a meeting point for all my friends. But honestly, a lot of my teenage years were spent partying. So other than that park, I don't really have great memories. Plus, that's when I was dating my abusive boyfriend, because I was in that kind of relationship as a teenager. So a lot of things that I remember from being a child, I was either too young to fully remember the memory, or they were scarred by this incredible jerk that I allowed into my life. Wow, these diamonds are just horrible. What's left of them, I should say. Most of them are concave. Trying to sift through. I know I'm gonna grab some that are no good. I think my sunshine is coming home, and if that's the case, I'm gonna have to pause. Let's see. Yes, 1 second. Yes, my sunshine came home, and so I had to pause so that he could walk by and so I could say hello to him. All right, so let's keep going, because there's a lot more questions, and I tend to dilly-dally. What is your favorite color? Without a doubt, I can answer that one. Purple. I love purple. All shades of purple. Purple all day long. But I am also quite partial. Like, purple is without a doubt my favorite color. But I'm also a big fan of, like, color groupings. And so, occasionally, I'll choose those over purple. So, like, right now I love, like, turquoises mixed with corals and teals. I love that. I'm a big fan of, like, peaches and browns right now, too. Like, so it just depends. I love color groupings, but hands down, purple will always be my number one. It's the color of my birthstone. I have a purple butterfly here, which kind of looks blue. It was purple. I have a purple rose on my back. Yeah, I'm a big fan of purple. Purple's my jam. Let's see. What is your favorite cultural activity? Ooh, this could be fun. Okay, to be honest, the tribe that I'm a part of, I am Ojibwe, Chippewa, if you would rather me say. Same thing. Exact same thing. But I am from the Rakuten Ojibwe band of Ojibwe. I said that really weird. That wasn't right at all. Ooh, look at that. We just got the rest of the special to put in on this one. Can't talk. So I am, like I said, I am from the Ojibwe band. The Rakuten Ojibwe band. I don't really know how to say that. I don't know why I can't say that right now. But yes, I am that. And obviously we do powwows. But my tribe actually is very far away. I don't know if like they were relocated down there, because a lot of my ancestors actually, there's a place called Wisconsin Point, and it used to be tribal lands, and my ancestors, literally there's stories of them when they lived out on Wisconsin Point. And it's just a peninsula of beach that's on Lake Superior. But they lived there, they hunted there, and there's lots of stories about it. But obviously I love powwows and stuff like that. They're magical and beautiful and everything that you've ever heard about them. And if you've never heard anything about them, then I guess I can't elaborate any more on that, and you'll have no idea what I'm talking about. But you should look up some stuff. There's like beautiful song and dance and food, and I love fry bread, which is kind of cliche, but it is like a big part of, you know, we sell fry bread for fundraising and stuff like that. There used to be a cultural center, and they called it an Indian center in my town. There's one in Duluth, the town next door, but I think that's more for the Fond du Lac band. Not so much. I mean, I'm sure they're not going to be like, oh, what, you're not Fond du Lac, get out. I doubt that would happen, but, and I love the arts. I love making things, the arts and crafts. I don't want to say arts and crafts. That sounds so, like, juvenile, but, I like the stuff like that, making moccasins, working with leather, making fry bread, all of it. I love everything. But powwows are amazing. I don't get to go to many. I actually haven't been to one in years because most of them are super far away. There are occasionally some, where? Oh, that will come to like the middle school and the high school, because they do teach some cultural stuff in the schools. Like I was able to, for example, not take social studies, because in America, that's one of the required classes that we have to take is social studies. It's basically like geography and stuff like that, but in like history and kind of along those lines. But I was able to take Native American studies instead. And I thought that that was amazing. Just, I love everything about my heritage and my culture. There's nothing I would change about it. Nothing. Except being stuck on reservations. I think if that wasn't a thing. They're not stuck. I gotta take that back. That was badly worded. Only being given, having that land is something I don't like, but that's the only thing I would change. I think we should have more land. But let's not get into that debate, because I don't want to upset anybody or make anybody think a certain way. But it's all meant to be positive. I love everything about it, and I identify so much more with that part of me. And let's just put these Keyrings on as we get one done, just because I'm so excited to have these done. You have no idea. All right, let's see. What is your favorite drink? Okay, well, right now I'm super, super addicted to Mountain Dew. Like when I'm not drinking coffee. I love coffee. I drink decaf, and in the evening when it's too late for me to drink regular. But honestly, coffee doesn't really do... It doesn't like make me stay awake or anything like that. Oh, there we go. Okay, she's done. She's done. Here's both sides. And I love how in my video, people didn't watch all the way to the end to see that I figured out that, yes, you do, in fact, diamond paint both sides. I've never felt so stupid in my life. So, 2 done. 1 to go. And then in the next video, obviously, we'll be working on the journal, whether I get this one done or not. All right. But if I dilly-dally, it won't get done. I'm going to go in with, because there's only a couple, white is the majority color on this one, which is the yellow. So I'm going to do the black and the red. And then I'll go into the yellow and then the few special gems that are left. But I actually love, 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 love Red Bull. Like, without a doubt. I love it, but I can't drink it anymore because it just kills my stomach. I don't know why Red Bull is so harsh. Well, I mean, I know why, but it makes me sad that I can no longer partake in Red Bull. Occasionally I will, like if I ate a big meal or something, I could probably handle it, but I do quite love Red Bull. I just like the flavor of it. And I don't like the sugar-free version at all. I tried. I really tried. It's just not for me. I need that full sugar. I'm still going to end up a diabetic. I'm not even joking with how much sugar I intake on a daily basis. But I also like this water mixer. It's cherry pomegranate crystal light. And I don't easily find it. It's not something I come across very easily, but I love that. I'm not big on just drinking water. I know people think I'm crazy when I say this, but I don't like the taste of plain water. How stupid, huh? Like, I can drink like a Fiji water and that tastes different to me. And our tap water is actually incredibly clean because it comes right from Lake Superior. But I don't like the taste of water. I don't like the taste of plain bottled water. I just, nah, I just can't do it. Ooh. Garbage drill. They sure gave me a lot of extra reds. Where's my garbage when I shut it for some stupid reason? What is your favorite fairy tale? Okay, now, fairy tales. Gosh, I don't have a favorite one, but I want to share a story with you about fairy tales. Where are we at time-wise? Okay, I just gotta make sure I watch for the clip to end. My grandma, okay, before she passed when I was very young. I think I was like 12. But up until that point, I used to always want to go spend the night with my grandma. She was my most favorite person in the whole world. She was the most important person to me long before I had a family of my own. And every day I wish she was still alive because she was such an amazing person. Beautiful inside and out, through and through. Oh, we have a red imposter. Back to your cage, Red. Oh, some of these black ones are like see-through. They almost look navy. I think they are. Let's see. It's hard to tell, but you can see through those. They look more blue. And there's not a small number of them. Let's put them in a separate tray. It's like they got mixed up or didn't get enough dye. But they're very clearly blue. I can see right because there's enough light shining through. Because I can tell they're not black. Because these are actual like black drills. They're not like silver backed. But a lot of them up. Here's a garbage one. But okay, anyway, I'm so easily distracted, like I said, trying to find these garbage drills and these blue colored gems. It's just the weirdest thing. It's not the first time I've seen that happen, though. Now I'm going to be preoccupied with that. Anyway, but I used to always go over to my grandma's house and spend a lot of time with her. And at night, I would always beg her to tell me stories. So it would rotate through like Three Little Pigs, and that's the one that sticks out the most to me, but she would tell me all kinds of different fairy tales, whatever ones that she had on the top of her head, and she would tell them to me all through memory. And she never did it through a book because we'd be laying in bed going to sleep, and she would just read them to me. But I do remember Three Little Pigs as being the most obvious one All right, so the last color left on this one is the yellow. And obviously, I did not mean to offend anybody whose favorite one was this yellow and green one that I'm working on. It just wasn't my favorite of the three. It's not ugly by any means, and I can see its potential. Oh no, I just spilled those navy ones. I think it's just that they didn't get enough dye. I'm going to put them back in until I put these ones away. Alright, so why it is. So I guess I'd have to say Three Little Pigs would have been my favorite fairy tale, just based on the fact that it's the only one I can remember offhand. Okay, what is your favorite food? Oh, food. I love food. I love food so much. But that's something that I kind of go, like, that's very dependent on my mood as well. Like, I go through phases with my favorite food. Like, right now, I'm loving, like, corn dogs. But just 2 weeks ago, I was loving these pretzels that I was able to get at Sam's Club. They're giant, soft pretzels. And they come with a bag of pretzel salt and then a bag of cinnamon sugar. But Walmart has this super good stadium cheese, I think they call it, stadium nacho cheese. Anyway, it's like their version of Frito cheese. If you have no idea what any of these things are, I'm so sorry. But the combination of the pretzels and the Walmart brand cheese, oh, it was so good. But, you know, I get sick of things very quickly. I love, like, my favorite dinners are really, like, pasta ones or steak and potatoes. Oh, yeah. I can't eat a lot of those anymore. I just have a really hard time processing them. Same with, like, scrambled eggs and cheese. I love that, but I can't eat a whole lot of it without being in a ton of pain afterwards. So I have to be careful with what I eat. But right now, my favorite food is definitely corn dogs. But if you were to ask me this question in like a week, it might be different. Or I could still be on my trend of eating corn dogs. Who can say? What is your favorite holiday destination? Home. I'm not even gonna try to pretend like I do anything for the holidays. I'm home, and it's my favorite place to be. Now, this year will be interesting because it'll be the first time that I'm not living with my mom for a holiday. And even when I moved out when I was younger, I still ended up moving back home just before the holidays. So I've always been with my mom or my parents for holidays. So I'm excited and I'm nervous because I'm like, oh my gosh, I always cook Thanksgiving dinner. Am I still going to cook it? I mean, I'm still gonna, but is my mom going to want to come over? Like, and Christmas dinner. We used to do a big dinner for Christmas and Thanksgiving, but now we just do like a lasagna or a breakfast bake for Christmas now. It's like I said before, we celebrate Christmas in this house, but I am very respectful of all holidays that are observed, Hanukkah and all the other ones. I'm so sorry. I sound incredibly ignorant right now. I'm not. It's because I'm hyper focused on other things. So when I'm hyper focused, I can't. My brain doesn't allow me to think about things like that. So I apologize. I am super aware of other religious holidays and stuff like that. We just celebrate Christmas. We celebrate it for different reasons. We don't celebrate it for the religious reasons at all. But we're very aware of them, and we do use a lot of things from the religious part of it, but we're not religious. Nothing against anybody who does celebrate for religious reasons. Like I said, I'm very accepting of all religions and cultures and beliefs because that fascinates me to no end. You have no idea how fascinated I am by other people's belief systems. I like to learn from them. A quote that I've always lived by is, don't judge me or try to change my beliefs, and I won't judge you or try to change your beliefs. Because that's not cool. You know, you believe what you believe because you believe it, and same goes for me. So I would never judge anybody for what they believe. As long as the same respect is paid to me. So yeah, that was a long-winded way of answering that question. Jeez, imagine that. What is your favorite ice cream flavor? This is question 39. You know, I really do love chocolate chip cookie dough, but recently I was introduced to Ben and Jerry's. It was caramel core or something like that. It's got caramel in it, blonde brownies, and I think that's it. It's a very simple. It's sweet cream. It's a sweet cream ice cream, and I've got to tell you, salted caramel core. It's like a almost liquidy core in the middle of this ice cream container, and it's divine, let me tell you. If you like caramel, it's amazing, and I've only ever seen it in gas stations. At least around my town, my Walmart doesn't carry it. I've looked extensively since I've tried it, and they do to carry it. It's so sad, because that's all, like I said, that's all I think about. So now I gotta figure out which gas station sells it, because I need more of it in my life, like yesterday. And that's not even soon enough. That's how delicious it is. If you don't like caramel, you're gonna be disgusted by it. And if you don't like salted caramel, you're gonna be doubly disgusted by it. But I'm a salt gal. I love salty things. I love salt in general. Like, I'm an over salter, and hopefully it doesn't come to bite me in the end. I actually want to jump backwards. I'm working on this one side, but I want to jump backwards and fill this side in so I have something to hold, because you can see my fingerprints in there, I think. Yeah, you can see like right in the Y's there, or my fingerprints are making it all cloudy, and I'm worried that the drills won't stick to it because my finger oils. All right, where are we at? Okay, 1 minute, and I need to be quiet so that the clip can switch over. I'm honestly trying to answer these questions fast. I'm just really chatty tonight, and seeing as how I don't have a girlfriend to talk to on the phone lately, it drives me nuts. I'm always the kind of person that likes having somebody to talk to on the phone for hours and hours about nothing. And I just don't have a girlfriend like that right now. And it makes me so sad. So I'm chatty. Let's see. What is your favorite music genre? Well, I already kind of answered that with question 30, where it asked my favorite musician, and I said that I don't have a one specific genre. I listen to a lot of different music. It just depends on my mood and the song and the season of my life. I listen to it all, just about. What is your favorite physical activity? My favorite physical activity, though, is probably walking my dog. I get a lot of joy out of watching him. I mean, at first, it kind of sucks because he pulls, because he's just excited. But once we get like a block or two in, he calms down very quickly. Most of the time. There are those rare occasions where he's just hyped up for the entire walk, and it sucks. Because they're sled dogs, they're working dogs. And so, and I missed that. I bet I got cut off. I don't know what cut off. I don't know what I was saying when I got cut off, is what I should say. My favorite physical activity, maybe, when I was saying what it was. But if that's what it was, then it was walking my dog. Yeah, very rarely he'll get super excited and pulling, because they're working dogs. They don't really, I mean, it takes a lot of training to get them to not want to pull in the way that they do, and I did it. I've been there. I've tried everything. But as soon as, a week goes by, it's almost like he forgets all the training that we did. And I just kind of gave up. I watched a video, I think it was, or a quote or something from Caesar Milan that said that the dog walks are for the dogs more than they are for you. So now I just let him enjoy his walks. He doesn't like pull my arm out. He doesn't lunge at people. He doesn't bark at people. He's just happy and dopey, and he loves to just go, go, go. So I just let him. If I felt like, I mean, he'll stop if he's really hurting my hands or my arms, and he can tell that I'm getting frustrated. He will stop, and he will slow down, like, if I really need him to. And he does know most of the command words that I've taken all of his 7 years to teach him. He does know them. He's a husky. He chooses not to adhere to them. And that's in the nature of a husky. So, like, if I was a little bit more hard on him, I could get it to work. But I just don't care that much. Like I said, he's not hurting anyone. He's not hurting me. So I'm just letting him enjoy his walks. I let him sniff. I let him pull at the beginning. Sometimes I'll run just to get that little burst of energy out of him, because that sometimes calms him down immediately. I thought him having his own yard would kind of slow him down a little bit on his walks, but oh god, no. It's like he has more energy for his walks because he gets to exercise more. If you didn't know, if you're newer to my channel, my dog has hip dysplasia, so our walks are different as it is already. And his walks are very short, and they are mostly for exercise. My god, I bet I haven't been paying attention. I didn't pull the garbage out of these beforehand. There's probably just a crap ton of garbage. So once we finish this, we'll end this video regardless of where we are. And the next video, the next drill with me for the week will be the journal. So once I finish this one, that's where this day's drill with me will end. Just as an FYI, my friends, and we're very near, probably about 10 minutes, if that. So wherever we end, I'll just pick up next week with the rest of this. I didn't think I'd be so chatty. What is your favorite quote? Okay, so if you don't know, I like to put quotes in the beginning of my videos because quotes mean a lot to me. I use quotes all the time. I think on them a lot. I read them when I need inspiration, when I'm feeling down, when I need some literary guide of some sort. I will pull out a quote. So I have a lot of favorite ones, but the one that I like the most is the one that I created. I know, how narcissistic of me, right? But it's one time I think somebody was giving me a hard time about something. I was in a fight with one of my friends, is what it was. And she used words to hurt me. Like the fact, that like my son and my oldest son, my oldest daughter have different dads. And that's because I had a different relationship. I've only ever had 3 boyfriends. They've all given me children, but only one of them married me. And I used to say dumb enough to marry me. But she tried to use that as a way to insult me. And that you can't hurt me with that because it's a fact. I mean, how can you hurt me with a fact? Yes, do some people assume I'm a slut? Of course. I'm sorry that I didn't warn you before I said that word. I should have. But yes, that impression has been given, but I know I'm not. And the people that love me most know I'm not, so I'm not ashamed of it. But she tried to use it as a way to shame me, and my comeback was to tell her I am just me, and that is all I can be. And from that day forward, that is one of my all-time favorite quotes. So now you're probably judging me because I shared that with you. And I hope not. because that would be very unfortunate. Because my kids are amazing human beings. What is your favorite snack? Right now, I'm really loving regular Chips Ahoy. So much. Not the chewy ones, because those get stuck in my gooms. But I love regular Chips Ahoy. I actually took them for granted for so long, and I would only buy the chewy Chips Ahoy. And then, more recently, we've been going to Sam's Club. To kind of help stock up on, like, essentials and stuff. But we'll also, like, pick up different snacky things that the kids like a lot. And one of them is this cookie to-go pack. And in this to-go pack, it has, like, a 4-pack of Chips Ahoy, a 6-pack of Oreos, and, like, a 4-pack of Nutter Butters. And it's got, several packs of each of these. Well, and nobody was really eating the Chips Ahoy at first, and so I was like, well, we don't want these to go to waste. So I ate them, and I loved them. And right now, those are my favorite snack. And I have them with coffee. I don't eat them crunchy, so maybe that's my way of making them be chewy, but I don't care. I make no apologies for my favorite snack. What is your favorite song? Come on, I'm not gonna go through that. I don't have a favorite song. These questions are, a lot of these are just the same question, just asked a different way. Because obviously, like, if I had a favorite musician or a favorite music genre, I probably would have brought up what my favorite song was as a part of that. So maybe for someone who's very musically oriented or musically inclined, they might have answers for all of these different music questions, but I don't know, music's not a big part of my life. So, as weird as that sounds. So I don't have favorites in that way. Speaking of, what is the next question? 45, what is your favorite sport? I don't have a favorite sport. I don't really watch sports. I watch wrestling from time to time. But if you'd consider that a sport, then wrestling is my favorite sport. Otherwise, I do like MMA fighting and stuff like that. I like boxing, that kind of weird stuff. But not like, I don't know. Like, I don't get all pay-per-view on it or anything like that. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I just, it's expensive to go that route, to be that, So, I mean, if I were to do that, I would just go to one of the hundreds of bars in my town and watch from there. Oh, yeah. So, all we have left to do now is add the special drills. And it looks like my battery does not want to hold up. So, hopefully, we make it through the rest of this video. There's not that much to go, honestly. So, I think I'll have time to answer one, maybe 2 more questions. And then we'll end this video, and then the next one will be the journal. Oops, I missed a Y. Can't believe I missed a Y. Let's hope the one I grab is a good one. And score. Maybe it was a bad drill and it fell off. That's entirely possible. Anywho, what is your favorite time of day? I really like mornings. Specifically, like the weekends when my husband's home. I like waking up and having that morning cup of coffee and seeing what's new on YouTube, seeing what comments I got overnight, checking Facebook. I have a family update page, and so I like to read what my family has been up to or what they have to say. And every day my mom posts a new meme, like a meme of the day, like Happy Monday or Terrific Tuesday, and it's like a meme that goes along with it. I just love that. I look forward to that every day. So morning is my favorite time of day. And like I said, especially with my husband's home, because then I get to spend it with him. All right, one more drill on this one, and then we'll put the chain on and stuff, and then it'll be done. See, these don't take that long. And you get beautiful little key rings out of it. Oh, right here. I gotta find the best looking one out of the last one. So I'll answer this last question. And it says, what is your favorite type of clothing? All right, now I love fashion. I mentioned this in one of the last videos. I absolutely love fashion. Everything about fashion. I don't always dress super fashion forward, but I get into it nonetheless. I've always wanted to have my own fashion line, but I am super into the bohemian look. So if I didn't wear my everyday normal outfit of sweatpants and t-shirts, because that's my normal go-to, that's what I'm most comfortable in. I love that look, like the big baggy pants and the super cute, like, plus I'm a little too old to dress super boho, but I love that style. That's like my absolute favorite. And if I were to take clothing design seriously, that's the style I would design in. Very much so, like hippie, boho chic, that kind of look. All right, I'm gonna zoom out and we can take a close-up look at all three of these beautiful little things, and then I'm gonna grab all the stuff I need to get ready to do the journal for the next video. And we'll pick up on the rest of this tag next week. I'm gonna make a little marking on it so I know where we left off. I mean, I'm sure I'll remember because that's a pretty interesting question. They finally get some interesting questions toward the end of it. Toward the end of this video, I should say. All right. So zooming back out, let's take a look at all three of the stars. I got them all made up. I will also have these linked down below for you guys if you want to go and pick these up. I've heard a lot of people say that most of them that you get are cardboard. I would be so upset. These are really nice acrylic ones. And other than the one side being seemingly flawed, I think they turned out beautifully. And I did knock. Oh, see, there's where that one went. Remember when I said I was missing a yellow one? Well, it's right there. It had to have fallen off then. So let's get an up close look. Here is the yellow one, or the gold one. And I don't hate any of these. Just so you guys know, I love them all. But I'll show you them in order of my least favorite to my most favorite. So this is the blue one. And I absolutely love these rounded ones on the edge. They're iridescent and they're purple underneath. And this one has the most special gems on it by far. So it's got the big bubbly blue ones, teardrop blue, iridescent coated, these snowflake star ones, these other teardrop ones that have the cool shapes, and these yellow ones, I don't know what shape they are, and then these bubbly purple iridescent coated ones. So this one had the most, and I'm trying to give you a little sparkle, but the ones that are taken over more are the bigger ones, which is fine. Those snowflake ones, snowflake slash star ones, these ones here are really, really pretty. I've never seen them in any other kit. And my favorite one, the one that made me order this particular kit. It's so gorgeous. It's the only one that has what I call the true diamonds. I know that's not what they're really called, but they're the silvery ones. They're clear with a silver backing, making them look more like real diamonds. And they have the blue teardrop and the like turquoisey light blue oval and the snowflake ones. They all end up having the snowflake ones, but I like them all and they're all going to get used. I am going to order a set of Christmas ones from a different company so we can review some more of them. And in the next row with me, we will be working on the journal. I don't know if I'll get the whole thing done in the video, but I'll sure give it my best try. And with that, I'm going to let you go. So have an awesome day. Have fun doing whatever it is that truly, truly makes you happy. Love you, friends, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.